I feel so blessed to be back. I just spent about 2 days and a half, almost 3 days traveling, flying, taking airplane to Mongolia, coming back by train, begging for money for a taxi because I'm an idiot. But it's all worth it because I'm back with my family. My son is in my arms. My wife is holding the camera recording. I'm going to tell you the story of an immigrant. But before I do that, I know I haven't been recording a lot. It's because my son. I have to feed him. I have to help my wife. I have to do a lot of things, be a good father to him. And he's more important than making videos. But I feel that this video is really important because it has to do with him. Because to be with him, I have to make these visa trips. Hopefully in the future, I can talk about permanent residency. ¿Verdad que sí, mi niño? Sí. So I'll set him down and we'll continue the story. Ay, qué bonito. Ay, ay, ay. To tell this story, let's go all the way from the beginning. I did record clips here and there of the journey, but sometimes it was so overwhelming that I forgot to record. I'm not a vlogger, but I am going to tell this story. If you're watching this, I'm already gone. I'm making a trip out of Russia because I have to reset my visa. My wife and my son are going to drop me off at the minibus station. And then I'm going to the city of Irkutsk, where I'll be flying away to Mongolia. For the first time, I'm going to be flying out. And I'm making this video as the part one of an immigrant's life when you are living in Russia and you're not really a resident. Because of the laws, how much they change in Russia, it's very hard to keep up. You guys already know I made a video on that. My beautiful wife and my son, matching suits, are ready to take me away to the minibus. So let's go now. It's going to be a 2-day journey, 2.5 days. This is what the bus stop here looks like. There's not big buses. We all go on little minibuses like you see over there. I'm going in the one in front. And everybody uses these little minibuses to move from town to town, city to city. Unless it's a big city, then you get the big buses. But for the most part, it's the small ones. My son is out here in maybe negative 10 degrees. It's colder usually, but you can see he's really covered. It's the first time that I'm leaving Russia and I'm leaving my own child behind. My wife is staying with him and she will take care of him. It's just I feel really stressed out because I've never wanted to separate from my son, but this is something that immigrants have to do, right? It's the immigrant life. It's not the expat life. It's that immigration life. But soon the minibus will go and then I will show you a little bit of Irkutsk. For me, when I have to leave my family and when I have to travel out of Sudanka, it's such a beautiful road, but it's so sad because just how beautiful it is, it reminds you that, hey, this could be the last time you can come back, or something can go wrong. But you have to understand that I've been living here for almost 4 years, and when you drive out, you'll see the park, the memorial, the Great Patriotic War Memorial. You'll see the memorial for the guys who are fighting right now in Ukraine, and you'll start winding out of Lake Baikal like a serpentine road, and you'll see Sudanka off in the little corner, and it's such a small town but next to such a big lake. When you come out of this the shores of the lake, you're driving through these huge forests, open areas, vast open areas, and that is what signifies my home for me. That is what reminds me that I'm home. In the city of Irkutsk, just arrived from the bus stop. You can see here it's about negative 20. Everything is frozen and frosty. It's time to make it to the airport now. A lot of traffic at the end of the night. In the city, you have memorials and or just photos and messages, cards from our guys from Irkutsk region. You can see some photos here from the guys in the conflict fighting right now. You understand, some of these guys have passed away. It's like letters from Iwo Jima, letters from Ukraine. Anyways, this is just Central Park in the city. Everything is still very much frosted and snowed. They're making slides for the kids. I'm building some sort of course here out of ice. They're using chainsaws to cut it. Really cool. Siberian slides with sides of ice. After that small walk that I had in the city, I took a bus, and a lot of you guys always ask, how do you get around while you're in Russia? Well, I've driven, I've taken taxis, I've taken minibuses, I've taken airplanes, but the buses in Irkutsk are probably the craziest thing that I've ever went on, because it gets pretty crazy in there. Comment down below if your buses look like the one we just saw, and also let me know if you're enjoying this video where we sit down and talk and tell a story. And now it's time to continue and get on that plane. This is the international airport to Irkutsk, but it's also the oldest building. This is a beautiful building compared to the other airport, which is more modern. I'll show you the difference between this and that glass building. This is typical Russian building. In case you didn't know, foreigners that are not from Russia, you are going to get questioned even on the way out. And they took me for about 30 minutes just wondering like, hey, how long have I been in Russia? Why am I in Russia? And I'm very transparent with them that I tell them, look, moya žena ruskaya, moj sin ruski. And I tell them I'm coming back today, because I flew out on that same day and I had a ticket for the same day back. I didn't come back on the same day, obviously, because the train takes a long time. But just so you know, my journey got a little bumpy as soon as I got to the airport. A lot of you guys didn't know that in Russia you get checked on the way out. Yes, that's something that is done here in Russia. And when I got to see the plane that I was riding, I got a little nervous because I'm scared of flying. I don't like getting on things that I'm not in control of. This is what the plane looked like. And I made it safely to Mongolia 55 minutes later. And that's where big problems started, because I'm an idiot, like I said in the beginning. I didn't take Russian cash. The cash that I took, which was American, they didn't exchange for me. In Mongolia, Apple Pay didn't work. Obviously, my Sber card didn't work. And I was begging people for money to buy me a ticket to the center of Ulaanbaatar. I know how to get to the train station, but the airport is so far away. It was 46 kilometers that I was willing to walk. It was going to take about 10 hours, but it was going to be fine. But the woman who worked with the ticketing, actually, I showed her the photos and I told her my story. I said, please, I want to get back to my son and my wife. Is there anything you can do for me? I promise you I'll repay what you've done for me. And I paid her tenfold through Wise. And she bought me a $7 ticket. And she also bought me sausages, noodles, and a water. This woman absolutely saved me. Well, I got stranded in Mongolia, but it was my fault. My Apple Pay is not working here. A very nice lady who works with the bus tickets bought me a ticket. I sent her money through Wise, like 10 times the cost of a bus ticket. And yeah, I'm just grateful that I'll be able to go home. They're gonna help me get to the center of Ulaanbaatar, and then I'll get on the train later today in a couple hours. Yeah, I arrived. Now I'm just waiting for the bus to come. This is the stamp on the 13th of December when I flew in. It has an airplane. And this is the stamp for when I left, December 13th on train. I also drove to Mongolia. It has cars here. And I have in and out on trains multiple times. Now, this is what a passport looks like for a person who has to renew his visa. And a lot of people will say, oh, why don't you just try to get permanent residency? I mean, all of these things that you're going to say are all valid, but everybody has their own journey. For me, right now, I know I have to do this. My son is too small for me to leave him any longer than I should. My wife doesn't deserve her husband to leave her, so I'm going to continue on with the story. Now, the best feeling in the world is when you're coming back to your family, and there's nothing like a huge sign from nature that lets you know you're almost home, like Lake Baikal. For me, when I'm knowing that I'm coming back home by train, I see the lake. Okay, this is a very special and unique thing for people who live where I live, because when you come by train, you're going to see the lake for hours. That is Lake Baikal, and I am coming home after almost 3 days of traveling to reset my visa. I'm only about 20 minutes from home, but the journey has been very long. I left by plane and now I'm arriving by train. I'm by myself. Right over there where their coal is burning to heat up a small town, that's my town of Sudanka. I'm only a few minutes away from seeing my son and wife, father-in-law. This is the town of Sudanka at the entrance. It's old wooden buildings. It's time to see my family again. And I'm telling you, my heart filled with joy because I know the towns that are leading up to Sudanka, and I texted Ksenia and I said, hey, I'm here in this town I'm passing, this village, and I knew that I was only minutes away from being reunited. Now, when it comes to border control on the way in, it's just like on the way out. You're going to get questioned. And the reason why I don't even mention what happens, because this is standard, guys. Again, these are not the things that worry me. I've been very blessed that Russia accepts my circumstances that I have with my wife. They understand that I have a family here and I have a tourist visa, but they've never treated me wrong. And I can't imagine doing this in the United States. My wife can't simply get a tourist visa to live with me and have our family together. No, Russia has taken us in this way. And of course, I tell them I'm going to be working on my residency. But when I saw the town, you know, they're burning coal to warm up the town. When I see that, I know I'm close. And this is why we do these things. This is why. This is why it's worth it. This is why I'm going to continue to make as many trips as I have to, because I don't want to be separated from my family. Because I want to be here with him and my wife through his upbringing. Because that's what life is about. And I made a video talking about how Russia gave me everything, how I have everything because of Russia. You can watch that video, or you can watch another video that I have pinned here. Here's a clip of a future video that we're working on. What he's wearing right now, what he's wearing right now is actually a new piece of clothing that my wife got for him. And we made a video of her shopping for baby clothes. So thanks so much for watching this video. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on that other video or the future videos. Adios.
And because my son, Siberian baby bear, I saw this sweater and I think I will take it because it's super cute and really warm, comfortable, because you can put like this from the head, really good. And in the spring he can look so beautiful. But it's not all. Look at this. It's so cute. I wanna take all.